Let's see how I as a developer can get started using Azure VMs running on ARM-based processors. So let's develop and deploy a Java application. Why have we chosen Java? So we've chosen a Java application because as the Java virtual machine, along many other managed runtimes, requires no code changes to deploy on ARM architectures. It makes it so easy to get started, no matter how the CPU architecture or operating system your app may have used before. So for this example, I've generated a JHipster app. So you can just go on startjhipster.tech and generate your own application. What you get is, if you go with the defaults, is that you get a Angular front end and a Java backend. So here you can see the web app files on Angular, and here in the Spring backend, I've generated also or created a load controller for you. If you want to dive into, you can just run npm install, then the maven run watch command, and then npm start also, and see how the app is running. I can access my API with /run, and then the number of iterations, it gets multiplied by 20k. I can do the same also for memory load, so I can eat also some bytes here within my application. So next step is to get this one on the Azure VM. And as we want to do everything in a way that we can also automate it, we've provided a deploy with Azure CLI file for you. So you can jump on the boat with me, check it out, it's here all on GitHub, and then we can do that together. Here's my file. As you can see, we exported some variables. You can just do it by yourself or use the end file. With this command here, VM image list, I can check out how many ARM processors we have and what are the offerings here. Then I will create the VNet and also the subnet before I will also generate a private DNS zone. That's all for security. I want to have my access managed and in a secure way. I also generate and deploy a PostgreSQL with the database we can use inside our JHipster app. So yeah, my JHipster app has a front end, a back end, and a database. So a quite common use case, I would say. So then I will create an image definition for my VM. So here you can see, here's my VM gallery with the VM image. And next step is going to be to deploy a VM within the portal. It's very common. When I'm a developer at a huge company, what we see very often among our customers is that they do have a developer, a quality, and a production staging environment. So first, as a developer, I want to pull the predefined image from the image gallery for the development stage. So I go here on the gallery and create a new VM. You can also do that via CLI, but to showcase, I'm using the portal here. So I go with the defaults mainly, and I download the private key and we create the resource. I open the ports needed later on. So now my deployment is in progress and my VM gets here for me. So not much difference here, but I'm running on ARM. And now you can see here, I can open up the serial console and now clone my application from GitHub onto this VM. I can just exit also the folder, access the folder, and also run this app. So build and run the jar file. So I'm building here the jar file. I have they did a trick on JHipster that the front end is pre-baked into this jar, so I'm starting both at the same time here, which is pretty cool, so I don't need to handle anything between those two. When I want to put some traffic on it, I need to add a security rule. So for this, for my local IP address, I will just open the service SSH. That will automatically choose port 22, but if I want something more obscure to make it a little bit more secure, I go with another port. Make sure that you also open that port and change it on your virtual machine. You can do this within the serial console. So here I'm using Vim to change the port to this obscure one I've just chosen. And now I can save that one and restart the SSH service first, and now I can SSH onto the VM from my local machine here. So now I'm logged in, and as you can see here, I also have the folder, so I could have also cloned the repository right now. So now I'm starting the jar file, and in the next tab, so another terminal, I will just curl the running application. So I can just curl my endpoint, the ones I've created, so the one with the CPU load as well as the memory load. So I have here the run command and also here the memory load. So next step would be I could change that one, or I say, okay, I'm fine. That's what I need. And now I want to put that to the next stage. So let's put that now to staging or quality environment or even production environment. And for this, I obviously want to use scripts, because then I can, with my infrastructure team, we can put that all into a CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps, or you name it, Jenkins or even Travis, right? Now here, let's go on with the scripts. So we had an issue beforehand where we didn't have the pre-baked VM, but now I have that one and I'm creating the ID of this VM, and now I can create a new VM, or first a new version image of the VM I've just done. So now this one is there in my compute gallery, and from there I could take it wherever I need it. I could also switch between subscriptions now. So, but I'm staying in the same, and I've chosen to deploy right here again. So now I'm in the portal, and as you can see here is the second release of my virtual machine. And I'm saying this with the subscription because many customers to use a different subscription for the different stages. So like for dev, staging, and production. So now I can enter again the serial console and see if I really have everything I had before on the VM, like especially the Java app. So let me now cd here and also enter the folder and check if everything is inside. I could also start it from here and go on so fast. That was quick and easy, right? So we've seen how I started from scratch, generated a new Java app, run it locally on my machine that doesn't have ARM processor. I could build and run it on local machine, and then I went to my freshly generated VM. I've used the compute gallery, pushed there the company's predefined VM image, and then I installed everything needed, like my app on site. I could have made some changes also, like connected to the PostgreSQL server we're using behind the scenes. When I was certified and sure that I can put that to the next level, to the next stage, I deployed that using the compute gallery again and the image version onto a new VM, just using the compute gallery or with the Azure CLI commands, and it spun up everything for me in like no time, super secure and safe. I didn't even care that it was actually running on ARM processors. But I can't wait for the next episode. There we want to deep dive what's all the advantages that ARM processors are giving me. Next to the pricing, I also see a lot of capabilities and scaling, so I can scale up with data and also with CPU cores. Can't wait to dive into this one. So stay tuned and subscribe for the next episodes. Bye.